And welcome everybody to the Livin Life podcast with your host Rick and the beautiful Jerry. Welcome to the best podcast in the United States. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Great start of the weekend. Welcome guys. Welcome to the podcast. Say hello, Jerry.
Hello.
Hello. Reminds me of Aladdin.
Oh yeah.
Come on, sister, we gotta go see the doctor. Hello, doctor. No, not that one.
That's the best.
Alrighty, guys. So on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about the 2020 election stuff, the results, the headache. We're also gonna be talking about a humpback whale in California attacking some kayakers. We're also going to be talking about what were we going to talk about? Oh yeah, we're just going to be looking at some mildly infuriating things in Reddit and just in general of how we're doing, you know, like how's it, everything, you know, just plain old podcast. Plain old podcast. All right, guys. So yeah, welcome to the podcast. It is 12:30 in the morning. I'm already exhausted. Jerry's exhausted, but we want to do this today because Jerry goes to work tomorrow, and we don't. Tomorrow's usually like our only day off where we don't do anything. Usually Fridays I'm editing or either cleaning up the house or just in general, just working our butts off. And then today is the podcast, so we film the podcast. So yeah, it's been going. These last couple days, I'm not gonna lie, I've been paying attention to the election a little bit more than I want to. But I mean, to be honest with you guys, whoever wins this election, I don't want to say we're screwed, but it's just at least one candidate is going to speak to us in kind words. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's already a big difference in the way Mr. Joe Biden is presenting himself compared to our current president, Donald Trump. He's a little bit more nicer. He's less arrogant. He's less. He doesn't think about himself as much as. Well, I mean, obviously Trump thinks about himself 24/7, but he kind of speaks to the nation, as a leader of a nation, versus Trump kind of speaks about himself and how great he is and how great his administration is, but doesn't really do much in action. Regardless, again, whoever wins this, which is looking like Joe Biden's going to win this, because according to the Associated Press, which is, I've been checking on Google. So according to the Associated Press, Joe Biden is 6 points away from winning the election. So as you guys can see, it's at 264 to 214. And Joe Biden has, according to them, won Arizona, winning Pennsylvania, and winning Georgia. Which is crazy to think because election day, it looked like Trump was winning it again. But because people are a little bit more infuriated with Trump after the 40 hellish years that he put us through, and I'm not saying that he himself personally did something to us, but I feel like a lot of people were kind of tired of it. You know what I mean? When you see a show and it's just like, ugh, this show is so annoying, and then you just keep rewatching and you're just like, dude, why? It's kind of like when I was a kid. Just let's put it this way. When I was a kid, I remember. Do you remember the? You don't remember, but the O.J. Simpson trial.
Of course, I remember.
The O.J. Simpson trial. Every time I came back from school, I want to watch cartoons, but all I kept seeing was O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson this. O.J. Simpson that. And then they showed the trial live on TV, and it was the most annoying thing in the world. And that's how I feel with this president, is that he's around too much. Do you know what I mean? He's like an annoying boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a boss that you don't want to see, but he just keeps showing up, and you just want him to do his job. You know, go to your office and just shut up and just do your job. Yeah. I don't want to hear your quirky remarks, your, how great you are. Yeah. Like, just go do your job, and that's it, and let me do my job. Yeah. It's kind of how I feel. And I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of Americans feel. Over 74 million Americans, right? Yeah, almost 75 million Americans feel that way, I think. And look, he says he was going to do a lot of stuff, and he promised a lot of things. He did get his border wall like he wanted, but it's not the border wall that he was envisioning, because in parts of the border wall it's breaking apart. Literally, the cement is caving in. And he said Mexico was going to pay for it. And no, we ended up paying for the wall. And he said that because of his agreement with Mexico and Canada, that they were paying for the wall essentially. But it's in reality, it's not, And I just feel like America was tired, and America was embarrassed. The people were embarrassed to have this person as a president. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I felt embarrassed. Like, when somebody from the UK sends me a message and says, like, oh, how are things over there with Trump? And it's just like, oh, like he's they're watching what is happening here, and you just kind of feel like embarrassed. Like, oh, your president said this yesterday, It's just like, oh God. It's not something it's like bringing your first girlfriend to your parents' house and your parents embarrassing you. You know what I mean? Like, hey, these are my parents. This is my president, and you're just like, ugh, like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of embarrassing. And again, I'm not Republican, and I'm not Democrat. I am for the people, and I want people to have equal things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm socialist either, but I'm neither or. And if John McCain, this is going way back, but if John McCain was president, I would have been happy with John McCain being president, or Barack Obama, back when they were running against each other. So I can swing either way. I don't care who is running for president, as long as they have good values. Yeah. And I'm not a religious person, so I don't care what the hell religion they preach. Yeah. But as long as they have good values and they feel like they can improve this country in a certain way, I think that's what I want. I don't want somebody to just lean to one side more than the other one.
Just because of a title.
Exactly. Like, I don't care what party affiliate, even Green Party, Libertarian Party, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a good vision and you think you can improve something in this country, well then, let's make you president.
Yeah. I think what it has to do with, too, is the reputation of the person.
Exactly.
You can't just let any average Joe, well, no offense, Joe, but average Joe, you know what I mean? Like, just become president just because he wants to and people vote for him.
Exactly.
Like, that's kind of how I feel what happened with Trump. It was kind of like people thought, oh, it's a gag. Just like how Kanye was voting for president, or wanted to be a vice president. Mm-hmm. And people think, oh, I'm going to vote for Kanye. And it's just like, no, it's a joke. And then you get enough people to vote for them, and then all of a sudden you got this, like, this actor or this musician as a president, and it's just like, you know nothing about politics. Like,
he knew nothing about politics. and everything was about himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he enriched himself really a lot. And he says that he doesn't own anything from his Trump resorts or anything like that. That his kids are running the resorts, but no, in reality, it's all of their money.
Mm-hmm.
And he was every time they would go somewhere, they would stay at a hotel, a Trump hotel. It's just like no, all the taxpayer money was just going to this man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I felt about it. It's just like he's not really improving the country. He's kind of just like using the country to escape maybe trial somewhere and or escaping conviction of something of rape or what was he convicted of? Like 24 different.
Yeah, I think like 26 counts of something.
Of
sexual allegations.
Sexual allegations or something like that. Anyways, so yeah, I mean that's the way we feel. We don't lean to any party. We don't care. Jerry doesn't really care either at all. But we feel that this country was heading in a dark direction by this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be any other Republican. I don't care. Again, as long as they have good values, they got my vote. And Joe Biden, I don't know what his story is, but you know, he was vice president for a while. He didn't do anything dumb during his vice presidency, and and he remarried. His wife died, right, or something like that. I don't know his whole story.
I just don't like how petty Trump is. Like, for example, like people that are surviving on the stimulus checks or like that need the stimulus checks. Like he's holding it over his head, over our heads. So, or not our heads, but like the American people's heads. So that way, like they'll vote for him to get their stimulus check, which is ridiculous because. What person that cares for the American people does that?
Yeah, and then when they sent out the last stimulus checks, he like personally made them send a letter out saying that it was from him.
Yeah.
And he, in reality, that idea came.
He's happy that we're American and we're all American and that.
And in reality, that idea came from Andrew Yang, because he's the one that started with the whole $1,200 checks, and then the pandemic hit, and they're like, "Oh, let's just take this idea and implement it for now, not permanently, but for now." And and they've only sent out one stimulus check. They were talking about monthly this, monthly that, but no. And frankly, I don't think it's gonna come anymore. I mean, with Joe Biden maybe on there because he can talk to what's his name, Mitch McConnell or whatever from the Senate. Mm-hmm. So him and Joe Biden have a long track record, so they can communicate better than with Trump. Trump is more like a big baby, like I'm not doing anything without you guys doing exactly what I say. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. And if you were for Trump, again, sorry that he lost, but I think if you're really a conservative, I think you would find a better candidate than he is. And he wasn't even a conservative to begin with. He was a Democrat for years, supporting Bill Clinton. And then all of a sudden, and he said before he ran for president, if I was going to run for presidency, I would run under the Republican guys, because he said it himself, the Republicans are voters are stupid. He said it himself. And people still believed him. Yeah. And he said he was from, I don't care if you're not from the church or you are, but just say what you are. Like if you are not religious, then don't say you're not religious. I don't care as long as you have good values. But Trump was lying about his religion. You know, like, oh yes, I'm very religious. I know the Bible better than anyone. I know the Bible better than anyone. And dude, you don't know nothing
Didn't
about
they
the
ask
Bible.
him to say a verse and
Yeah.
he was just like,
Corinthians 3-3. Nah, I don't know. I don't know what he said. That's one thing I will miss is just sometimes like you see the news and you just see all the dumb shit that he used to say, and it's just like, and he made you laugh. Like, dude, it's just you're such an idiot, you know?
Yeah. Well, because he's an he's like a comedic actor. He's not.
He can make you laugh. I bet. But he's just not.
Well, because like before he got into all this mess and stuff like that, like when he was a cool person, you know, back when he was like, you know, in the movies and
Home Alone
and the Little Rascals and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like
people saw him as a.
We used to watch The Apprentice.
I never watched.
Well, my parents and I did. It was kind of like that Shark, you know, like the
Shark Tank.
Yeah, like one of those. You know what I mean? Where it's like. So it's not that we hate Trump. Oh, duh, you know what I mean? It's just that he's
not the right fit for presidency. And you can say like, oh, how would you judge him? Just look at his track record. Just look at him. Just look at what he's done.
Yeah.
And even if you say, oh, he's a great businessman, he's not really a great businessman. Look at all his companies that failed.
Yeah.
His Trump College.
Wait, he had a college?
Yes, he had a college showing people how to become the best realtors.
How to get money
and in reality,
down to you.
And in reality, he just took all their money, and then they closed the college down, and all their degrees, their study is like gone. Dang. He had a real bad track record. All his casinos and hotels closing around the world, even in New Jersey. When we went to New Jersey, remember the Trump Tower, the whatever hotel casino he had, that failed. Casinos failed. How do you fail a casino? You earn money with gamblers. Yeah, it's just incredible. And then versus people suffering money-wise during this pandemic, he is at a golf course playing golf. Yeah. And when the pandemic hit, he didn't take it serious. You know what I mean? He lied about it. And when they had the briefing, him and his cronies went and pulled money out of the stock market. Versus telling the U.S., the whole U.S. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you don't want to crash the stock market by instilling fear in people.
But, like, when you know it's something that's as big as what it has become. Yeah, like, you don't take it lightly.
Yeah. And then versus sympathizing with people that lost somebody to the coronavirus, you kind of lose distrust in them. Like, especially for us, because I lost my great aunt, my father's aunt, which is kind of like my grandmother, because his actual mother passed away when he was a child. She lost her life because of COVID. So I feel like, and then now he mocks it. I survived COVID. I did this. Yeah, like, yeah, you bastard, because you had all this freaking great medicine for you.
At your disposal.
Yeah. All this untested medicine that could go to other people, but you get it because you're the president.
No, but yeah, like, I don't know. It's just... Well, you said that from the beginning, from when we first heard that he got diagnosed with with the whole, like,
with the whole co.
Yeah, like, you were like, watch, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, oh, I beat it.
It's not that serious.
And sure enough, and then like the sucky part about it too was that, like, they never said anything about his wife. Like, his wife was getting treatment or anything like that. It was him. he was like helicoptered to the hospital. He spent like, and then not only that too, but like his room in the hospital was a freaking suite. It had a kitchen, it had a dining room, it had a bedroom, it had a living room, it had a like it looked like the suite on top of the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. I swear to you, I saw a picture of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's all comfortable in there.
Yes, and just to think, like he could give a rat's behind if you or your loved one, your mother, your father, your grandmother, your child, was had to be in a hospital room by themselves,
or
dying alone. He could care less.
And then to top it off, him and his people were just spreading around the White House. You know what I mean? And then even as of today, his what is it? His
Secretary-in-Chief?
Secretary or something. Secretary and secretary. His secretary got the cocoa today. No, I forget his name. But anyways, one of his secretaries, his high secretaries, just got cocoa today. So, So yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we don't know.
I'm thinking Joe Biden's gonna win, and then this country's gonna go a little bit back to normal, in which we're not gonna be getting daily updates from a president, or we're not gonna be getting scared by a president, or we're not gonna be getting ridiculed by a president, or inciting violence by the president. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Joe will have we'll do a good job. I think so. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm guessing I'm looking at this post right now. It says 90 Day Fiancé and Fisa from 90 Day Fiancé has a surprising new career. And I'm just like,
what, she got on a new OnlyFans account? Or
Anyway, so yeah, that's what's happening with the election. I hope you're not following too close. Just know whatever happens is still gonna be going on, and if you really wanted to, Donald Trump can vote or run again for re-election in 4 years, and we'll have to put him with him again in 4 years. Hopefully not. Hopefully he just quits, and we'll bring in another Republican that actually has great values and believes in the economy and can strike good deals. I got the greatest deals. Alrighty, so let's continue on with the podcast. So we saw a video today, or not yet today, but yesterday, and it's essentially a whale that almost swallows some kayakers off the California coast here. And so we're going to be watching that with you guys real quick. And we got to get the Guardian out of there, because then they're going to be like, oh, this is our video. I'm like, no, it's not your video. Somebody else's video. All right, here we go. Isn't that crazy?
whoa, that's like my worst fear, to be honest. Like, that's like my absolute worst fear.
A whale or a shark?
Either one. They're just both as bad.
Look at that, though. Like, the lady almost gets swallowed. And these are ladies.
I wonder how they made it out.
It's two ladies. One in the back, one in the front. I don't think they got swallowed. They almost did.
But he took them down underneath the water.
No, but he didn't bring them down. He didn't clamp on them. He almost did.
But they got it out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
But yeah, that's like my worst fear. Remember, I always tell you too. Like, I will never ever go on a kayak ever.
In the ocean?
Never anywhere.
Because you can do it on the lake. On the lake, there's no sharks in the lake.
Yeah, but
unless you get a Loch Ness monster or something.
Yeah, you run the risk of like an alligator or something though.
No, on a lake, no. So yeah, that's the kayakers. That's pretty crazy. And then we have what is this? Check this one out. And it says Wi-Fi with no internet. Like, what happened to the escalator? And I was like, nah, we just cemented them down. That's crazy, huh? This is under the memes. It's posted 19 hours ago. I don't think they made it, but sorry, this post was been removed by moderators. So I guess they removed it. Whatever. All right, here's the next one. This is the funniest one that I've seen today. So check it out. It's a robot. It's a robot trying to fill an ice cream. It's like, is that one good? No.
I must have like a sensor.
Looks like this is in China.
Yeah.
It's like a waste of ice cream and cones.
For real.
I should at least give it to you and let it redo it again so that way it doesn't keep throwing it away.
Yeah.
That one looks sort of okay until you see the back. It's just like you had one job, robot.
You have one job.
And they want to have robots replace humans. I don't know.
They want to.
Look at this. Finally. Finally.
That other one that they had was better than that one.
Finally.
The little boy's like, yes.
2 hours later. Oh, man. Oh, check this one out, guys. Have you ever been to the restroom, a public restroom, and then you had to deal with this? You know what? At the airport where I used to work at, a lot of the stalls are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you go and you try to close it and it doesn't fit. So you have to jab the door up or pull it up and then close it.
Dang.
Or sometimes you got the tab doesn't even reach the clip. So it just you close it but it doesn't hold the door open. So you have to hold the door while you're taking a deuce.
Man,
at the airport.
I hate those doors when I have to go pee because when I have to go pee, like I have to go like now. Immediately. So I'm like, I'm trying to hurry and I'm just like, oh, like playing with the door.
Like, especially in Terminal 4 in American Airlines at LAX. Before they renovated it. I think they already renovated, so I think they fixed them up. But the stalls were so out of line. Like, you literally had to, like, kick the side of the freaking stall to hold the door open.
Oh my god.
And then if somebody opened the door on the other side, the stall would shift and then your door will open. That was the most horrible thing I remember.
It reminds me too of the time that we went to the beach and I used the porta potty. Remember?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Oh my god. I just wanted to poop in peace.
For real. At the beach, I just wanted to pee in peace, and like I walked in on me.
Oh man.
Because he pulled the door, and it broke the lock, and I was just like, "What the heck?"
What is this one?
Oh, the horseman.
Oh. Oh, this is the horse. She's lucky she landed in that bucket of water, though.
So for our listening viewers,
it's a horse that is hears the food getting put in the bucket. And you know, like any animal, even my fish, as soon as they see that shiny little bag floating in front of the fish tank, they already know food is
as
coming.
soon as they see somebody in front of the fish tank.
No, but especially for them, that little shiny bag, if you flash it in front of them, they start going nuts and they start swimming across like in front of the thing, like you know.
That's me when you bring out my food.
That's me when I bring in and out. When we get tamales.
That was me tonight. Setting a life for tamales. I was so mad.
Oh, speaking of tamales.
Wait, are you gonna tell our listeners what they're listening?
I did. It's a horse being called by pebbles, and you can hear the pebbles hit the bucket.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as that horse hears it, he books it with the girl riding on top. And as the horse is getting closer, the horse throws the girl off the back and throws her in a pail of water, a big old bucket of water.
Okay, now talk about what.
What was I saying?
Tamales.
Oh yeah, we gotta congratulate Apple or the emoji people
Yes.
for adding the tamale emoji.
Yes.
In the emojis that just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
12.4 or whatever, iOS 12.4.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So yeah, tamale emoji. Welcome.
We got the burrito, we got the taco, we got the tamale. Now we all need is a conchita and the little and the bottle
I know.
of
The freaking the
and there's flan too.
Oh, the flan.
The flan, there's flan. We need conchitas.
Although they have like the guys wearing the wedding dress with the mustache.
Oh, I know.
Those are kind of weird.
It looks like Freddie Mercury though.
Yeah, it looks like Freddie Mercury in a wedding dress. I remember I tried sending it to you because I had updated my phone first, and you're like, "What did you send me?" I was like, "I'm just seeing if these are the new ones." So that's pretty cool. All right, so here we go. Republicans waking up in Georgia right now. They got painted blue, and we have a good friend on YouTube. Remember Van Elliker? Mm-hmm. He's a very avid. He really supports Trump. It's his choice. I'm not gonna make fun of him. Not gonna say anything about him. He's a great guy. He's actually really handy. If you check out his YouTube channel, Van's World, I think he's changed the name to it. So Van's World. And I remember when he first started, he actually made like a coin for the president or for Trump, and he sent it to him. And he actually sent him a letter back saying, thank you for the coin, which is pretty cool. But I mean, I'm sure he's not that happy because he does live in Georgia and he does live in Savannah, and Savannah actually leaned pretty much towards Biden. So I don't know how he feels. I mean, hey, Van, it's okay. We're still around.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen. And then here's this one that we found, which is really cool and interesting. An ancient Roman mosaic floor found beneath the 1st century CE vineyard in the province of Verona, Italy. So imagine that. You are planting or, you're digging underneath a vineyard and you find this. Isn't that something?
That is crazy.
I mean, but how would you go about and preserving that?
You have to clean it first.
Like, do you make like a museum out of it, or you know what I mean, or you leave it the way it is?
Yeah, leave it the way it is. Wash it, rinse it, because it's tile.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm really hope this is real, because you know how sometimes some of the images on Reddit or on the internet, period,
believe,
or fake.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Because look at the Salt Lake Sea. Like, people are like, this doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
And it really does exist. Like, my cousin's been there.
Yeah. That's a beautiful art some tile right
so
there.
What they probably will do is they probably like
or mosaic.
Clean it up, and then maybe throw some laminate over it, like a glaze, so that way.
But I mean, like, you wouldn't want to damage. I mean, this is a historical thing. You don't want to put something over it.
Well, it would just be like a coating, so that way it wouldn't get cracked or damaged, like so people could walk on it, and you know what I mean.
You know what I would do is just put a really thick glass on top. Like, cut the glass to the shape and then just put it on top, so that way you keep it and then you're still able to walk on it. You know what I mean?
Smart.
Yeah. We were gonna show you this one, but this one's really long.
The states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won by.
Essentially, it's Biden and Trump, and in the end game, right? Or not end game, Infinity War. And it's pretty funny. And also, we want to feature this movie that we found today.
But it's too long.
Well, we're not gonna watch it, but I would suggest, if you guys love Among Us or the game Among Us, I would suggest you go and check this movie out. It's a short film by Jay and Aria. They have 1.86 million subscribers, and they made this short film of Among Us. Let me turn off the audio. And it's a really good little movie. Like, if you guys should go check it out. It's really cool. I mean, it's not a full-fledged film, but I mean, it's actually really good for what it is.
Like a little urban
Among Us.
Urban short film.
Mm-hmm.
Independent short film.
It's really cool. So check it out, guys. Among Us short film. And that's going to be it for us tonight. Oh no, we still got the weatherman.
Oh, how can we forget about the weatherman?
Forgot about the weatherman. I'm sorry, weatherman. Don't get mad at me. I'm so sorry. Oh, can't do that. Can't do that. I'm uploading a video right now as we're doing this podcast. We're uploading the newest video, and it's me working on a rear wheel bearing on our truck. But anyways, here is the weatherman with the weather report. I'm gotta bring myself closer because I gotta put the mic on there. So, weatherman, what is the weather for today? Oh wait, turn off the audio.
Fucking degrees outside. 74 beautiful motherfucking degrees outside today, and I am just loving it to hell. You know what I'm saying? So hey, sky's beautiful, air is clean. It's what the fuck it is, people. So hey, have a great fucking weekend wherever the fuck you at.
He's right.
He's right. Wherever you're at, have a great weekend. And it is nice and cool. But what he doesn't know, I don't know if he knew this, but it's going to rain tomorrow. All day. Today, actually. Today. 31:10 today until Sunday. So it's going to be raining here in good old Los Angeles. So yes, guys, that's going to be it for us. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. And again, if you guys want to hear us or the weatherman next week, we always come out on Saturday. And so yeah, you can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Rocket Cast, Pocket Cast, Radio Republic, Anchor.fm.
That's the main
one. That is the main one, guys. I should be saying that one first, but that is the main one, Anchor.fm.
Every time.
Every time it works. Oh no, 70% of the time it works. Every time. So yeah, check us out there, guys. If you guys like the podcast, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys made it all the way to the end, hit it in the comments. Put big pizza. Big Pizza. Put it in the comments. And by the way, that's my screen name in Among Us. So if you see Big Pizza with a red skin and a cheese on the head, that's me. You guys can be playing with me on Among Us, on mobile and on my computer. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching so much. We'll catch you guys next week on the podcast.
Big Pizza out.
Big Pizza out. Big Pizza. Peace, guys.